like to warmly welcome you to this service as we remember and honor Charles and offer our prayers for the progress of his soul. My name is Deborah Wolf, and as a representative of the Baha'i community of Buncombe County, I'd like to thank you for coming and to just say a few words before we start the service. First of all, I'm sure that you have all done this, but if you could be sure that your phones are silenced, now would be the time to do it if you haven't done that yet. So thank you so much. And to just give you a little bit of an idea of how it's going to happen, after this service, there will be a procession to the cemetery, Green Hills Cemetery on New Leicester Highway. There will be a graveside service, and after that, everyone is invited to a luncheon at the Yao Buffet Sushi Grill at 153 Smoky Park Highway, and we'll go there directly and not have side trips because we need to get to the restaurant. So Charles, as you probably know, was a very devoted and steadfast member of the Baha'i faith. And for those of you who may be unfamiliar with this faith, I'd like to just offer a glimpse of the Baha'i teachings on life after death and the immortality of the soul. So as with most religions, the Baha'i faith views the transition from this world to the next, to the spiritual worlds of God. Sometimes we call it to the second life. This is a uniquely significant event. The Baha'i writings tell us that the body is like a cage, and the bird inside the cage is like the soul. So if the cage is ruptured, if the cage breaks, if the cage has anything wrong with it, it does not affect the soul. And in fact, if the cage is burst open, the bird, the soul, is able to fly free and can soar into the limitless world that the bird could never have imagined. This beautiful world, and that is the condition of the soul after it's released from this body. Speaking of the soul, the Baha'i writings say that its feelings will be even more powerful, its perceptions greater, and its happiness increased. It will manifest the signs of God and his attributes and will reveal his loving kindness and bounty. The soul will continue to progress through all the worlds of God and will advance through the assistance of God's bounty and grace. We read in the Baha'i writings, "Know thou of a truth that the soul, after its separation from the body, will continue to progress until it attaineth the presence of God." So indeed, it is a very sad to lose a loved one, and the grief can sometimes be very difficult to bear, thinking about carrying on in this world without our loved one at our side or in our life. But to the person whose soul is released from the trials and the difficulties and the toil of this world, to the soul, it can be a very, very joyous occasion. And in fact, one of the Baha'i friends of Charles had a dream just a few days ago, and Charles was asking people to be happy, to not be sad. And his soul is in the realm of the spirit, and it's moving closer and closer to God. Now, I have just learned that we have a very, very special message. Charles served at the Baha'i World Center in Haifa, Israel, for 8 years. He went over there to offer 8 years of his life service for something that was so dear to his heart. And when the Universal House of Justice, which is the body that oversees and is the head of the Baha'i faith, they serve the whole world from Haifa, Israel. When they learned of the passing of Charles, they wrote a special message. And I would like to read that to you now. Dear Baha'i friend, the Universal House of Justice was sorry to learn from your email of 26 March 2024 of the passing of the devoted believer Charles Bancroft. His services as a member of staff at the Baha'i World Center are recalled with appreciation. Kindly convey to his family members and other loved ones the condolences of the House of Justice for the loss they have sustained, and assure them of its supplications in the holy shrines for the progress of his soul in the heavenly kingdom, and for the peace and tranquility of their hearts at this time of bereavement. With loving Baha'i greetings, Department of the Secretariat, Baha'i World Center. And now I believe Charles's son, Navid, would like to say a few words.
Dearest friends and family, I would like to thank you all for coming today. My father was an enigmatic person. He lived a storied life and had adventures too many to count. From the deserts of Israel to the waters of Victoria Falls, to the flat plains of Texas, to the mountains of home here in Asheville. But what makes my father truly stand tall is the person that he was. A man with a near infinite capacity for love and patience and grace. His dry wit and humor would so often catch me breathless with laughter. His every deed was imbued with priceless lessons for what it means to be a good and honest man. The truth is, he taught me the strength of patience, the wisdom of compassion, the joy of kindness, and the virtue of perseverance. I am stronger because of him, and whatever good that lies in my heart, I owe to him. Dad, I love you with all my heart. I will never forget you or the man you were, and I hope, in whatever way I can make you proud that I'm your son.
Grant, O my Lord, that they who have ascended unto thee may repair unto him who is the most exalted companion, and abide beneath the shadow of the tabernacle of thy majesty and the sanctuary of thy glory. Sprinkle, O my Lord, upon them from the ocean of thy forgiveness, what will make them worthy to abide, so long as thine own sovereignty endureth, within thy exalted kingdom and thine all highest dominion. Potent art thou to do what pleaseth thee. Baha'u'llah.
O my God, verily thy servant, humble before the majesty of thy divine supremacy, lowly at the door of thy oneness, hath believed in thee, and in thy verses, hath testified to thy word, hath been enkindled with the fire of thy love, hath been immersed in the depths of the ocean of thy knowledge, hath been attracted to thy breezes, hath relied upon thee, hath turned his face unto thee, hath offered his supplications to thee, and hath been assured of thy pardon and forgiveness. He hath abandoned this mortal life, and hath flown to the kingdom of immortality, yearning for the favor of meeting thee. Lord, glorify his station. Shelter him under the pavilion of thy supreme mercy. Cause him to enter thy glorious paradise, and perpetuate his existence in thine exalted rose garden, that he may plunge into the sea of light in the world of mysteries. Verily thou art the generous, the powerful, the forgiver, and the bestower.
O my God, O thou, forgiver of sins, bestower of gifts, dispeller of afflictions, verily I beseech thee to forgive the sins of such as have abandoned the physical garment and have ascended to the spiritual world. My Lord, purify them from trespasses, dispel their sorrows, and change their darkness into light. Cause them to enter the garden of happiness. Cleanse them with the most pure water, and grant them to behold thy splendors on the loftiest mount.
This is from Isaiah. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand.
This is from the writings of Baha'u'llah. As to those that have tasted of the fruit of man's earthly existence, which is the recognition of the one true God, their life hereafter is such as we are unable to describe. Knowledge thereof is with God alone, the Lord of all worlds.
From the book of Matthew. Come to me, all of you who are weary and carry heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you. Let me teach you, because I am humble and gentle at heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy to bear, and the burden I give you is light.
Blessed is the soul which, at the hour of its separation from the body, is sanctified from the vain imaginings of the peoples of the world. Such a soul liveth and moveth in accordance with the will of its Creator, and entereth the all-highest paradise. The maids of heaven, inmates of the loftiest mansions, will circle around it, and the prophets of God and his chosen ones will seek its companionship. With them, that soul will freely converse and will recount unto them that which it had been made to endure in the path of God, the Lord of all worlds. Baha'u'llah.
This is from the Corinthians. All praise to God, the Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. God is our merciful Father and the source of all comfort. He comforts us in all our troubles so that we can comfort others. When they are troubled, we will be able to give them the same comfort God has given us.
Death proffereth unto every confident soul the cup that is life indeed. It bestoweth joy and is the bearer of gladness. It conferreth the gift of everlasting life. Baha'u'llah.
O Son of Man, thou art my dominion, and my dominion perisheth not. Wherefore fearest thou thy perishing? Thou art my light, and my light shall never be extinguished. Why dost thou dread extinction? Thou art my glory, and my glory fadeth not. Thou art my robe, and my robe shall never be outworn. Abide then in thy love for me, that thou mayest find me in the realm of glory.
So, dear friends, thank you so much for coming, and thank you to the people that read and helped us through this service. Now is the time where we will proceed to the grave site, and there will be a short service there.